I'm Bob Chandler, and you've discovered amazing games, this time from Canada. Tonight on Amazing Games, we travel north to Canada to see track and field played in a whole new way at the 6th Annual International Unicycle Championships. Speed records weren't the only things to fall. Then we'll meet a French-Canadian woman who shows us what courage is really all about. Gisele Roy is one of a rare breed, a marathon swimmer and an inspiring athlete. Then we'll return to the United States to meet Ted the Terror. Ted is the fearless caboose driver in an amazing full-contact sport, auto train racing. And we'll witness Indian war canoe races where tribal pride is put on the line as these native Canadians battle it out for top honors. And finally, we'll end with a bang at the world's largest fireworks competition in the beautiful city of Montreal. All this and more as I, Bob Chandler, former NFL wide receiver and Raiders Super Bowl champion, invite you to play the amazing games of Canada. Long-distance swimming. One automatically thinks back to those grueling assaults on the English Channel made back in the 1930s. But few realize this indomitable spirit lives on in practitioners of a little-known and singularly punishing sport.
From Canada, Gregory Rice triple.
These are the world's top marathon swimmers, and they compete against each other in rough waters all over the world. 165 miles south of here is a unique body of water. Lake Memphrémagog is a 26-mile lake that's cold, unforgiving, and subject to strong and unpredictable winds. Now that's the challenge facing marathon swimmer Gisele Roy, a woman of uncommon courage.
Okay, I'll go out 10 minutes. 15, okay, and then leave me here.
Yeah, okay.
7, and then I'll go out again if you don't want to come out.
22-year-old Gisele Roy of Quebec, Canada, has competed in races from Argentina to Italy. But the race here on Lake Memphrémagog is unique in that participants literally swim from the U.S. right into Canada. This can take anywhere from 9 to 14 hours.
The first year I tried to do it, my father found me completely crazy. He didn't understand what I wanted to prove. They think that we want to prove something by doing this. But I think it's just another sport like any other sport. It's like the people that do marathons that run for 42 kilometers as well. They're doing long races, and it's just, I don't know, it's like another sport, and I don't think we're crazy.
Gisele has a rigorous training regimen as she prepares for the upcoming 26-mile race on her hometown lake. Her coach, former Olympian swimmer Paul Naseby, keeps her focused on the task ahead.
This is a very tough event which demands a lot of concentration and willpower and motivation to complete the race.
Did you buy me some hard bananas for
Yes.
They're hard?
Gisele and her family live only miles from the lake where she'll be racing. The close-knit group offers her a lot of support, from Mom making high-energy muffins to her sister's words of encouragement. It's a matter of local pride that Gisele does well. This really is her home lake. It's now the night before the race. Paul and Gisele have taken rooms at a hotel across the border in Vermont, only a mile from the starting line.
You have done this in training before. From there to Magog, you've done it in 2.5 hours.
After some last-minute strategizing, Paul and Gisele prepare the liquids which she must drink during the race to keep up her energy and body heat. Unlike most marathon swimmers, Gisele prefers to be lean, but this leaves her vulnerable to the cold water. They both pray for a warm day tomorrow.
Yeah, and carry your bag.
It's 6 a.m. race day. The swimmers and their crews prep for the long marathon swim, which begins in less than an hour. The racers grease their bodies, both as insulation from the cold and as protection from rubbing and irritation where their suits touch the skin. The beach is lined with the top marathon swimmers in the world. Included are Diego Degano of Argentina, who has won this event 2 years in a row, and Shelley Taylor-Smith from Australia, who is unarguably the best female marathon swimmer in the world. The coaches take off. They'll motor out 500 yards and pick up their swimmers at that point. And they're off. Last year, Gisele finished this race in 9 hours, 45 minutes. She has her heart set on beating that time today.
The most important thing in a race like this is to do your race. It's sure you have to be competitive, it's sure you have to watch out for the other swimmers, but you really have to be careful, because if you follow a swimmer, and to start with, you know, his pace is a bit faster than yours, for 3 hours you won't feel the difference, like you can keep up with it, but it's the last 3 hours, when you started too quickly, you're finished, you can't finish the race as fast as you wish to.
Proper nutrition is critical during an arduous swim like this one, so the racers must often stop or slow down to eat and drink. Not wanting to lose any valuable time, the swimmer, coach, and driver must work together like a well-oiled machine.
Liages is great here now with us. You're beating him on the swimming. No matter how slow you go, you're beating him on the swimming.
Let's go, let's go!
Mira dónde está, ahí está Trepe. Viene flotando, viene flotando.
About 2 hours into the race, Gisele crosses the border back into her homeland of Canada. Now, while this is usually a happy landmark, today the weather is cause for concern. Dark clouds fill the sky and then rain begins to fall. The water temperature is a chilly 67 degrees, which means trouble for Gisele. With only 5 miles behind her, her legs begin to cramp. While the cold rain falls on Gisele, Paul prepares some extra food to help insulate her. Gisele must rest, although precious minutes are ticking away. She has to give her legs and arms a break. The cold water and rain make for cold muscles, and that means severe cramping and pain. The leaders are swimming away, but Gisele won't give up. Six hours and 15 miles into the race puts Gisele about here on the lake. Paul keeps a close eye on Gisele's progress and condition. By now, 4 other racers have been lifted from the water due to hypothermia. Hours 3, 4, 5, and 6 have been a tremendous struggle, but Gisele just keeps swimming, stroke after stroke, mile after continues, despite the intense pain, despite the fatigue, despite knowing that it'll now take a miracle to catch up with the leaders who are over a mile in front of her. Gisele tries to put the sharp cramping pain out of her mind and concentrate on her stroke. Soon lulled by the repetitive motion of her arms slapping the water, she enters the mindset known to athletes as the zone, where time and space merge, and she is in a world of her own.
It's like, you know, you're just swimming and you look at the bottom and all you see is just water. So after a certain time, like, you know, you don't know really what's going on. You sort of like lose the feeling of time, like you don't know how long you've been in the water. You're just in another world, sort of like.
It's now 4 o'clock. Gisele has been in the water for 9 long hours. The leader, Diego Degano from Argentina, is closing in on the finish line. And as usual, a flotilla of well-wishers materializes to escort him during the final stretch. His time is 9 hours and 21 minutes. Gisele would normally be among the leaders that are now pulling themselves out of the water. The cold weather has even taken its toll on the front runners. By now, Gisele is truly running on empty. Her arms and legs are completely drained. She is frozen. With over 3 miles still to go, she's on the verge of quitting.
You know, it's really bad, when you're fed up, you get to the wall, and then, you know, your coach will say something to you, and you'll get mad with him when you're not patient anymore because, you know, you're really fed up with everything. So, you know, you don't want to swim anymore. You want to get into the boat.
If Gisele really fancied quitting, it was only for a brief, exhausted moment, because when she saw that her sister and friends had come to cheer her home, all she wanted to do was swim. Encouraged by this show of support, Gisele lowers her head and steadily pulls through the water of her home lake. Finally, 11 hours and 2 minutes after she began, Gisele crosses the finish line. Tired, drained, Gisele is escorted to the warm-up tent to defrost. Soon, the relief and joy of having finished is replaced by the debilitating pain of having swam over 55,000 strokes.
She put a lot of energy into it, a lot of effort, and now she's just really drained. So all the emotion is just coming out, and she'll recuperate. It won't take her long. She's in good shape.
Well, I wanted to finish this race because it's my lake, and you know, I'm disappointed about my position, but I'm not disappointed because I've accomplished something inside of me there. I froze for 9 hours. I've been freezing. It's over now. And just try and put it in back and go out and do the next race.